immense power. On the land of Egypt was the rule of Pharaoh. He was not just a king, but called himself the greatest lord. His arrogance was touching the sky. He had enslaved the children of Israel. They were made to work hard. Their sons were killed and daughters were left alive. Oppression had reached its extreme. The cries of people were reaching the throne, and on earth there was only darkness. In this very era, Allah gave birth to Prophet Musa, peace be upon him. From childhood, his life was a miracle. When Pharaoh ordered the killing of newborn children of Israel, then Allah safely delivered Musa, peace be upon him, to his very palace. Time passed, and Musa, peace be upon him, was granted prophethood. Allah commanded him to go to Pharaoh and invite him to the truth. Musa, peace be upon him, went to Pharaoh's court and said, "I have come with the message of the Lord of the worlds." But Pharaoh laughed. He called his magicians, declared miracles as magic, and began showing off his power. The staff turning into a snake, the hand becoming bright. All these signs were shown before him, but his heart had become hard. After every sign, his arrogance increased more. Then Allah sent one punishment after another. Storm, locusts, lice, the punishment of blood. But whenever punishment came, Pharaoh would promise that he would believe, and when the punishment was lifted, he would break his promise. His rebellion had exceeded its limits. Finally, Allah's decision came that the children of Israel should be taken out. In the darkness of night, Musa, peace be upon him, departed from Egypt with his people. In the heart, there was both hope and fear. When morning came, Pharaoh had received the news. He prepared his army and said with pride that these people cannot escape from us. Horses were galloped, swords began shining, and a cloud of dust went up to the sky. When the children of Israel reached the seashore, Pharaoh's army became visible from behind. Ahead was the deep sea. Behind was the enemy army. People panicked. They said, "Now we will be caught." Despair was spreading everywhere. But in that moment, Musa's faith was strong. He said in a confident tone, "Never. My Lord is with me. He will surely find a way." Faith was strong. He said in a confident tone, "Never. My Lord is with me. He will surely find a way." And then Allah's command descended. Musa, peace be upon him, struck the sea with his staff. Suddenly, the water divided into two parts. The waves stood like walls, and a dry path formed in the middle. Seeing this scene, people were astonished. The sea, which seemed like a message of death for them, became the means of salvation for them. The children of Israel, trusting in Allah, began walking on that path. Under their feet was dry land, and on both sides, high walls of water. At every step, the glory of Allah's power was visible. Finally, they all reached the other side safely. But the real turn of the story was still remaining. Pharaoh had reached there with his army. When he saw this scene, his arrogance could not stop him. He thought that this too is an opportunity to catch those people. He descended into that same path with his soldiers. Horses began running on the path made between the water. The army reached the middle of the sea. Then came Allah's second command. The way the water had separated, it began joining again. Waves collided forcefully, and walls began falling. Pharaoh saw death before his eyes. In that moment, he said, "I believe in that Lord in whom the children of Israel believed." But the answer came, now, when you have been rebellious all your life. The waves of the sea absorbed him and his army. Arrogance, claim of power, and false kingship all drowned in water. He who called himself the greatest Lord became helpless and drowned in the waves. This was Pharaoh's end. Allah preserved his body as a lesson so that coming generations may see and learn a lesson. This incident is not just a historical story, but a living sign that truth always wins and falsehood perishes. This story has a message for every era. When a person becomes arrogant, when he thinks there is no one greater than him, then his end becomes like Pharaoh's. And when someone believes in Allah, even if there is a sea ahead and enemy behind, then Allah creates paths for him. Pharaoh's end and the miracle of Allah's power reminds us that real power is only with Allah. No matter how great the oppression, one day it perishes. Faith, patience, and trust give salvation to a person, and this is the greatest lesson of this great incident.